My brother and I suddenly received two systems, one that amplified by 100 times and another that reduced by 100 times. My brother smiled and chose the one that reduced by 100 times. So I could only choose the one that was left. Unexpectedly, 3 days later, the storm apocalypse arrived. Everyone was trapped in their homes, and resources became the biggest problem. Relying on the amplification system, I magnified all our scarce supplies, living frugally. In the end, I overcame the hardships together with my brother. But I never expected that he would push me off a tall building after the storm ended. If you hadn't taken the amplification system from me, I could have used it to magnify things and help my sister's family. Brother, you're good at everything, but you're too selfish. After being reborn, my brother beat me to it and chose the amplification system. I immediately realized that he had also been reborn. I smiled, used the reduction system to shrink enough food for 5 years, and at the same time, shrank myself. And so, I disappeared from everyone's sight. When I opened my eyes again, I had returned to the day of choosing the system. Please select your system. Amplification system. System linked. Now the amplification system is mine. I finally understood that I had been reborn, right on the day my brother and I chose our systems. If you like your brother Lou so much, and this brother who saved your life, you hate him to the bone, so this time I won't worry about you anymore. Then I'll take the reduction system. Alright, amplification system. Can it really amplify? My brother, Ante. With his new system, he was incredibly excited and amplified a cup next to him 100 times. The small cup instantly turned into a giant cup. This is the real amplification system, truly. He's mine. This is the brother I protected by risking my life. In my previous life, the storm apocalypse came suddenly. Everyone was trapped in their homes, with a shortage of supplies. At my house, there were still a few boxes of instant noodles and bread left. I used the amplification system to enlarge them, helping us barely get through. During the 5 years of the storm, my brother's childhood sweetheart, Lu Yao, asked for help. We lived across from each other, and my brother begged me to help her family amplify their food. But I refused, using the excuse that in the apocalypse, people's hearts are unpredictable. Without my help, Lu Yao's family, of course, couldn't last 5 years, and died of hunger. I survived the apocalypse, only to die at the hands of the brother I tried so hard to protect. How ironic. Brother, now the amplification system is mine. Aren't you jealous? After all, I can amplify whatever I want. What use is your reduction system? It's just a system. If you like it, keep it. I don't care. Seeing that I showed no interest in the amplification system, my brother finally smiled in relief. I knew that this time, he would definitely go save the family next door. And once someone found out about this system, he wouldn't be safe in the apocalypse. Everyone would covet this system. My brother believed that with the amplification system, he could multiply food, so he wasn't worried about the impending apocalyptic storm. In fact, he was even looking forward to it. He hoped to appear as a hero to save the family of his childhood love, Lu Yao, and make Lu Yao fall in love with him. I always thought he only had feelings for Lu Yao. I never imagined he was such a hopeless romantic. Brother, tell me, if I save Lu Yao's family, will she fall in love with me? She won't. Impossible. Sister Lu will definitely like me. Brother, tell me the truth. You like Sister Lu, but you're 2 years older than her. Don't even dream about it. I ignored my brother's words and just lowered my head to buy the things I needed online. I've already been killed by my brother once, and I won't let it happen again. Hey brother, do you have any money left? Lend me tens of thousands. I want to buy some food, just some food. I don't have any. I just bought a refrigerator. I spent all my money. Why did you buy a refrigerator? What, can't I change my refrigerator? Why are you reacting like this? No, nothing. I was just curious. Hey brother, I remember you still had some food in your room, right? I took it to the elderly people living alone in the neighborhood. Anyway, their lives aren't easy. You won't be mad, right? I never expected that in this new life, my brother would not only get the amplification system he wanted, but also give away my last supplies. Clearly, he was trying to push me to my death. If I hadn't been reborn, and without a system, I wouldn't have survived this apocalyptic storm. Seeing my brother smile so brightly, my aversion toward him grew. I believed I treated my brother very well. Our parents died when we were young, and as the older brother, I took on the responsibility of a father. I left school early so he could continue his studies, even though he wasn't good at them. And I never scolded him. His allowance was always much higher than that of his friends. All that money I earned by working myself to exhaustion. Later on, my brother didn't get into university. Meanwhile, through my own efforts, I bought an apartment in the city, so I brought him to live with me. But I never expected that his childhood love, Lu Yao, would be living in the apartment across from us. As children, they often played together, but then Lu Yao's family home was expropriated, they received a large compensation, and moved away from the village. But as soon as my brother saw the beautiful Lu Yao, he fell in love instantly, and began to pursue her relentlessly. Even during the apocalyptic storm, when I refused to help her family, he took advantage of my absence to secretly share our supplies with them. That's why I had no choice but to lock my room to prevent them from stealing more. It turns out that, in my brother's eyes, I was worth less than a woman to whom he owed no gratitude at all. I was completely disappointed in him. I'm a bit tired, I'm going to sleep. You should go to bed early too, I said as I turned around. I hid in my room and started planning a shelter for myself. I even bought the wind generator, so I could have a constant source of energy during the storm. I had already prepared everything I needed. Now I just had to wait in silence. During the remaining time, my brother, believing he had the amplification system, wasn't worried at all. He used his money to buy a few hundred yuan worth of food and locked it in his room, as if he was afraid I would steal it. I decided to just leave this apartment I had bought. If I kept hiding here, it was very likely that I would be found. That's why I set my sights elsewhere, a false wall in my bedroom. It was a small room I had specially built during the renovation. I had never told my brother about this place. The room wasn't big, about the size of a small bathroom, but for me, after shrinking, it was a safe refuge. The switch to the room required going through a device on my phone, so I wasn't worried that my brother would discover it. Even if he did, he wouldn't be able to open it. In addition, I drove to a vacant lot more than 10 kilometers away. I used the system to shrink a pile of soil, so that when the time came, I could use it with seeds to grow vegetables and be self-sufficient. I also shrank some trees to take with me. In the blink of an eye, all the food and supplies I had ordered had arrived. At that point, there was only one day left before the storm. I set the delivery address as the country house where I used to live. That village had been abandoned for a long time. Almost no one lived there. The house was filled with furniture, appliances, food, and all kinds of items, taking advantage of the fact that no one was around. I used the system to shrink everything and put it into a box I had prepared. In the end, I hesitated a bit, but decided to shrink the house as well and take it with me. Although it was a bit old, it could be lived in with some renovation. Taking advantage of the darkness of night, I drove back home and put everything in the secret room. My brother had been very excited these days, believing that he was completely prepared. So he didn't pay attention to what I was doing. Inside the secret room, I had already arranged everything. The air filtration system was good, so I wouldn't have to worry about oxygen even after several years. There were also 5 bottles of mineral water. I didn't shrink them, but instead emptied them into a small tub, which would serve as my water source. I also installed electric lights inside, and I could control the switch with my phone. After a night of careful decoration, the secret room had been completely transformed into a small farm. The almost inaudible chirping of the miniature chicks could be heard as they pecked at worms in the grass. Outside the farm was my little house, with all kinds of appliances. Now, I could finally wait out the storm in peace, on the last midday. My brother ran back again to Lu Yao's house. Her family didn't seem to like him much, but he didn't care about their opinion. He insisted on going into Lu Yao's room. Across the way, that brat is shameless. He's already grown up, and every day he goes into my daughter's room. He has no shame. I think he likes your daughter, ma'am. You're about to have a son-in-law. I know he couldn't even get into college. He's already over 20, and doesn't have a decent job, living off his brother all day. With that starving look, he wants to marry my daughter, not even in his dreams. My daughter is tall, beautiful, and has a job. She's out of his league. I didn't say anything, pretending not to have heard. There was still an hour until the storm. I called my brother. Something had come up at the company. Tonight I'll be working overtime and won't be coming back. Okay, so I'll be alone tonight. I knew he wouldn't even remember to tell me to be careful. Anyway, my call was just a distraction to make him think I had left the house. Finally, I used my phone to open the secret room in the bedroom. I shrank myself down and entered, closing the door. Once again, I used the shrinking system, only this time, it wasn't an object, but myself. I felt an overwhelming dizziness, and then I was completely shrunken. The room, which had felt cramped before, now seemed especially spacious. I dared to shrink myself because in my previous life, I realized that things enlarged by the system would magically return to their original size when the storm subsided, so I assumed the same would happen with the shrinking system. After the storm, the system would lose its effect, returning everything to its original size. Looking at the land, the plants, the chicks, the house, my heart. It felt incredibly full. Now I no longer had to worry about the storm. Taking advantage of my brother's absence, I installed hidden cameras in the house and in the hallway outside, so I could, from my phone, watch all the movements inside and outside the house on video, to be sure. I even installed one outside the Yu Yao door. These cameras were of very high quality, the image was sharp and even the slightest sound could be heard clearly. When I finished, I put away my phone, grabbed a hoe, and went out to the field to work the land. After plowing, I planted the seeds. Then I spread fertilizer and watered a little. A flock of chicks surrounded me, pecking at my feet, and I shooed them away with my hand. I opened a bag of chicken feed and fed them. Through my phone, I learned that the storm had already started, but people still didn't realize that this rain wouldn't stop. Many people were complaining on social media that it was raining too much and they couldn't go to work. Now I was isolated from the world. My only contact with the outside was this phone. Besides my computer and my tablet, several days went by. The storm didn't let up and was causing huge problems for traffic. Regarding my disappearance, my brother wasn't surprised. He probably thought I had died in the flood. These days, I spent my time on my little farm, plowing, growing vegetables, feeding the chickens. My only concern was that the chicks were eating the sprouts I planted. In my free time, I turned on the camera and saw that my brother had brought Uyao to my house again. They were sitting in the living room. "Sister, do you still have food at home?" "Not much. If I had known, I would have saved more. Now the first floor is about to flood. I can't go out." "Yang, do you have any food at your place? Could you share a little? My parents and my brother are still at my house, and that little bit of food isn't enough for everyone. I have an amplification system. I can magnify food 100 times. Impossible. Does something like that even exist?" "Of course it does. If you don't believe me, look at this." Yang, I'm so glad you're here. So, please help me magnify all the food in my house. "Of course, Sister Lu. But I have a small request. Tell me, you know I like you, right, Sister Lu? If I can save your whole family, could you fall in love with me?" "What nonsense are you talking about? We haven't been together for long, you know. We're childhood sweethearts. So of course I like you now too. When the storm is over, I'll marry you." "That's great. I knew Sister Lu liked me too. My brother said you wouldn't like me, but I think he's just jealous." "And where is your brother?" "He said he went to work overtime because of this storm that's been going on for so long. He's probably already drowned, right?" A flash of malice crossed Lu Yao's face, and then she coaxed my brother into taking all the supplies out of his room. I looked at the camera with a whirlwind of emotions in my heart. How could I have such a foolish brother, and not just foolish, but also so cruel, as if he wished that I, his older brother, would just die. But what does all this have to do with me? Anyway, I'm hiding here. No one can know. I just need to live my little life in peace, that's all. I went back home, made myself a stew, took a soda out of the fridge, and happily started to enjoy my dinner, eating and drinking as I pleased. I even took a photo of the food and posted it on my moments with the caption, "It's pouring outside, but eating stew at home is a real pleasure." I didn't expect my brother to comment on my post right away. "Brother, where are you?" As if the comment wasn't enough, my brother sent me several messages on WeChat, calling me. "With this heavy rain, Are you okay? Where are you? And you're eating stew on top of that? I want some too. Can you tell me where you are? It's raining too much, I can't go out. Bring me something to eat." I didn't answer any of his questions. I just took a photo of the soda I was drinking and sent it to him. Along with the message, "The soda is delicious, and the stew is nice and hot and tasty too." My brother called me right away, "Bro. How is it that you're eating stew? Can you bring me some? I've been eating bread for days. I'm still at the office. This stew was provided by the company." "Yes, it's raining really hard. I can't come back. Look for something to eat at home." "No, brother. The bread at home is terrible. I want stew too." He wanted to say something else, but I hung up on him. I opened the security camera, and, sure enough, I saw my brother, furious with his phone. He no longer had that meek look he used to have. Pretending to be a good boy for so many years must have been exhausting for him. Without further ado, I turned on my tablet and started watching series. I had hundreds of novels, anime, and dramas saved. Enough to kill time during these boring days, after eating and drinking to my heart's content. I lay down on the bed to rest, picked up my phone, opened the surveillance app, and switched to the camera outside Lu Yao's house, where Yang is. Incredible. This way our family won't have to worry about food anymore. We've truly found a treasure. It seems their family already knew that my brother possessed the amplification system. Auntie, you flatter me. Being able to use this system to save your family is also my wish after all. We'll become one family. The atmosphere suddenly fell silent, and Lu Yao's parents praised him again. That's right, if it weren't for Yang, how would we have so much food? Being with you is their blessing. I always said, this boy, he looks so adorable. My brother, dizzy from their compliments, had already lost his head. I let out a cold laugh and turned off the camera. I know exactly what kind of people Lu Yao's family are. That year, when they received the compensation money from the expropriation, They immediately started looking down on everyone, insulted and distanced themselves from all their relatives and friends, always feeling that people approached them because of the compensation money. Many people in the village said that it had gone to their heads. They wouldn't even offer the village chief a glass of water. How could people like that treat my brother sincerely? And then there was that Lu Yao. Since she was a child, I saw her as arrogant. She had spoken badly about my brother many times. Deep down, she didn't respect him, but I couldn't interfere in their affairs. After all, Now it was 100 times smaller. Shortly after, my brother's phone rang. "Brother, I have good news for you. Lu Yao and I are already together. Why are you calling me?" The chicks had grown a bit, but they kept chirping non-stop, constantly fighting for the food. "Brother, why do I hear chickens on your end?" "Because I'm feeding them." "With this rain, where did you get chickens from?" I didn't answer his question directly. The meat I had bought earlier was stored in the freezer, enough to eat for a long time. "Brother, where are you really? Why, where are you? You can eat stew and also raise chickens? Weren't you affected by the storm?" "No." "You weren't affected by the storm? Then tell me quickly where you are. I'll bring Lu Yao and her family. Anyway, we'll be a family." "Find me yourself. If you find me, come." "What do you mean by that? You don't want us to come?" I, his older brother, who since childhood had always given him everything he asked for. For the first time, I spoke to him in such a sarcastic tone. I nudged a chick out of my way with my foot and walked from the field to the house. My refrigerator contained plenty of pre-cooked food, including pizza, buns, steamed bread, dumplings. I turned on the electric fan and took the baked pizza out of the microwave. The pizza reheated, it was golden, looked delicious and soft. I took a photo of it and sent it to my brother. "Brother, how come you have pizza too? Do you know how miserable my life is right now? Come find me already." Selfish. In our past life, when you pushed me down the stairs, weren't you the selfish one? Eating pizza. That pizza smells amazing, the cheese stretches and everything, but no matter how well off you are, your food is limited. What's the use of your miniaturization system? My amplification system can enlarge your food and then we could eat for years without any problem. Just tell me where you are already. I'm going to look for you. If you find me, then come. Watching my brother rage helplessly on the surveillance camera, destroying everything in my room, not long after, the news that my brother had an amplification system spread throughout the whole neighborhood, and as for who spread the news, it goes without saying, my brother's bedroom door was knocked on again and again. Everyone brought the little food they had, hoping he could help them amplify it. At first, my brother was a bit nervous. He even thought about pretending he didn't have any system to get away with it. But Lu Yao's family from across the street immediately came out. Hey, Yang Yang is our family's future son-in-law. If you want to use the system, you need our permission. Every time Yang Yang uses it, the system consumes a lot of energy, you have to pay. At first, Yang Yang was a bit upset because Lu Yao's parents told others about his system, but when he heard this, he immediately felt happy. That's right. Yang Yang is my boyfriend. If you want him to work, you have to pay. So be it. Lu Yao's family, relying on my brother, started a business. Every person who wanted to use the amplification system had to give Lu Yao 2,000 yuan. 2,000 yuan isn't cheap, but in this rain apocalypse, everyone's supplies are scarce and money can't buy food. It seemed like a business that benefited everyone, but through the surveillance camera, I realized that the people coming to my brother to use the system were becoming more and more frequent. This meant that they also believed that as long as my brother had the amplification system, they would never starve. But they overlooked one thing: the system could amplify food, but the condition was that you had to have food in the first place. The system could only be used once on the same object. It wasn't possible to eat half, save the other half, and use the system again to generate infinite food. 3 whole years went by, and in the neighborhood, thanks to my brother's amplification system, no one died of hunger. So everyone let their guard down, and started living without restraint. And at the end of the 3rd year, the crisis finally arrived. The food in everyone's homes had run out, and even with my brother's amplification system, it wasn't enough. Resources were extremely limited, and the amplification system no longer offered any advantage. So the neighborhood became increasingly chaotic, with fights and arguments everywhere over supplies. My brother had moved into Lu Yao's house a long time ago, and had become just another member of their family. Through surveillance, I learned that Lu Yao's family also knew that fewer and fewer people were coming to my brother to use his system, and that business was no longer profitable. But my brother was still living in their house, which made them unhappy, so they planned to find an excuse to kick him out. So Lu Yao turned around and asked my brother to break up. "I don't love you anymore, let's end this." My brother cried inconsolably, desperately trying to hold on to her, but the whole family threw him out onto the street. In this rainy apocalypse, no one cared about whom my brother loved. Everyone only looked out for their own interests. My brother could only cry and shout in front of their door. After a day and a night, he returned to my house with his head down. But by then, the house had already been emptied by Lu Yao's family. All the food my brother had stored had also been taken to their home. Now this house was just an empty shell. Although my brother went to make a scene at their door, in the end he only received insults. There was no way they would return the food. My brother finally began to panic, and at that moment, what was I doing? I was quietly living my own little life on my small farm. If I was hungry, I would pick some vegetables and meat and stir-fry them. If I didn't feel like cooking, I would just take some pre-cooked food out of the fridge. I'd heat it up, and that was it. In my free time, I could even make myself a drink. Every day, the first thing I did when I woke up was feed the chickens, then I would make myself breakfast. And then I would go to the farm to take a look. I had planted a large plot of vegetables, potatoes, eggplants, tomatoes, corn, and so on. If I got sleepy at noon, I would take a nap. And when I woke up, I would watch TV shows, anime, and eat whatever I felt like. The only thing that was a bit difficult was that there were no insects here. So I had to pollinate each vegetable plant by hand. But those were minor problems. After 3 years without any news from me, my brother's phone rang hesitantly. He probably thought I was dead, but to his surprise, I answered. "Brother, are you alive? That's great, I thought the storm had killed you." While I was biting into a cucumber and watching a movie on my tablet, the sound of my chewing, it was really crunchy. "So, why are you calling me?" "Brother, you have no idea how Lu Yao's family treated me. They used my amplification system to make money, and now that no one is looking for me to use the system, they kicked me out of their house. Lu Yao clearly said she would marry me. And now she wants to break up. Her whole family are opportunists, they've hurt me a lot, and now I have nothing to eat at home." I see. Brother, you can come find me. I really will starve to death if I don't eat anything. You wouldn't want to see your only brother die of hunger, right? Brother, this is impossible, brother. Why don't you care about me? You weren't like this before. Did you reincarnate too? Yeah, so what? If you reincarnated too, then tell me. You know exactly what Lu Yao and his family are like, so why are you being so selfish? I didn't say anything else, I just recorded a video and sent it to him. In the video, my vegetables were growing lush and green, a group of chickens was running around everywhere, the house was cozily decorated, and the refrigerator was packed with food and snacks. It didn't look at all like a place devastated by the storm, it was like another world. As soon as I sent the video, my brother exploded with anger. Why are you so selfish? Do you have any idea how miserable my life is right now? Come get me already, selfish. In our past life, when you pushed me down the stairs, weren't you the selfish one? Now it's clear that you reincarnated. You knew about the storm and never told me, doesn't that make you selfish? My brother seemed to take my kindness toward him for granted, but never once. Did he think about how to repay me? I'm not a saint either. Since you don't consider me family, I have no reason to save you. Brother, I was really a fool for letting myself be bewitched by that Lu Yao. You can't abandon me, I'm your only brother, we have no other family. Then die. What does it have to do with me? Having said that, I hung up. I could imagine how furious my brother was on the other end of the line. Through the cameras, I could see him frantically smashing things in the house all day. Especially my room, everything inside was destroyed, but breaking things doesn't fill your stomach, no matter how much he vented, it was useless. One day, I discovered that my brother had brought back some bread. Through the door camera, I realized it was food stolen from Lu Yao's house. Lu Yao's whole family had gone out, only Lu Yao's 6-year-old brother was left at home. My brother tricked the child into opening the door, and then stole all the food from their house. Seeing this scene on the surveillance camera, I couldn't help but burst out laughing. It was a real dog-eat-dog show, so hilarious that I almost died laughing. As expected, when Lu Yao's family returned and discovered that all their food was gone, they were furious. They banged and kicked on my door, hurling all kinds of insults. My brother was still hiding inside like a turtle in its shell, refusing to come out. The door to my house is very sturdy, the best shock-proof type, which I specifically chose when decorating. That's why, even though the family stayed outside banging and cursing for 3 days and 3 nights, they posed no threat at all to my brother inside. Oh my love, I really don't know what came over me, please don't be mad at me anymore. Give us back the food, let's make peace, okay? Everything I said before was out of anger, I actually still love you. We even promised to get married. Have you already forgotten? Lu Yao, through the door, whispered sweet words to my brother. At first my brother hesitated, but he didn't expect that Lu Yao would keep saying those things for 2 whole days. She apologized and promised him that she would never be so impulsive again. My brother, with his hand on the doorknob, couldn't help but smile. I immediately knew that my brother was starting to give in. What happened next was something I really couldn't bear to watch. As soon as my brother opened the door, he was knocked to the ground with a blow by Lu Yao's brother, who had been hiding outside. In the end, all he could do was hold his head in pain, helplessly watching as their whole family took away all the food. Once again, before leaving, Lu Yao's father gave my brother a hard kick to the head. Yeah. What a clingy guy. Someone like you wants to marry my daughter? Keep dreaming. I never thought a man like you could have such a rotten heart. You even dared to steal my things. That was my food. Lu Yao also kicked my brother, who was blocking the door, aside and took all the food back to their house. Peace. Puff, puff. Running into you is the worst kind of bad luck. My brother had already been lying motionless in front of the door for 2 days, until he finally regained the strength to get up. He squatted down, hugged his knees, and cried for a long time. Even though he now had the amplifier system, it was useless. He didn't have a single crumb of food left. In his moment of greatest despair, he called me. Brother, they've mistreated me. They beat me terribly. My whole body hurts. Brother, can you come save me? It really hurts, and I'm also hungry. Maybe they broke my bones. If it had been before, without a doubt, my heart would have ached for my brother. I would have wished to bear all his suffering for him, but now, hearing him cry, I didn't feel a shred of compassion. You deserve it, and I hung up. I turned around and went to the fields to harvest corn, and so, the days passed one after another. My brother lay in front of his door, growing more and more emaciated. During that time, quite a few people passed by and forced him to use the amplification system to multiply his food, even though my brother didn't want to. After a few slaps, he had no choice but to obey. Until the very last moment of his life, he crawled to Lu Yao's door, where his head fell, and he died. Lu Yao. She opened the door and found my brother's body, kicked him aside in disgust, not caring in the slightest whether he lived or died. Another 2 years passed. The heavy rains had already flooded the lower floors, but just as I had foreseen in my previous life, they posed no threat to our floor. Just in the months before the end of the flood, Lu Yao's family was massacred. Since her family already had a bad reputation in the neighborhood, and had also gotten rich unjustly at my brother's expense, there were already people who held a grudge against them. In the last months before the rains ended, all supplies had run out. But someone, no one knows who, sent a message to the residents' chat saying that Lu Yao's house still had plenty of food. So quite a few people armed themselves and organized into groups. They went to their door, banging and cursing, demanding that they hand over their supplies. The Lu Yao family not only refused, but insulted everyone. This completely enraged them. Several groups coordinated and took turns banging on their door. The noise didn't stop day or night, and finally, after 4 days, the main door of the Lu Yao family's house was completely destroyed, and all the food in their home was looted. The whole family sat on the floor crying, with nothing left to eat. It was impossible for them to survive these last few months. Chaos reigned in the neighborhood, while I, on my little farm, ate and drank as I pleased, and even gained 5 kilos. I held out until the very last moment. On my phone, I saw the news that the rains had ended, and the sun was finally breaking through the thousands of layers of gloomy clouds. A brilliant golden light fell upon the earth. Bringing a ray of hope, I was plowing the field for corn when I felt a magical change in my body. My body, which had shrunk, suddenly grew, and I returned to my normal size. The farm and the house at my feet now looked incredibly small. I used my phone to open the secret room and saw the house in disarray. How strange. Only I had returned to my normal size. Everything else remained at its original size. Maybe it's because the amplification system and the shrinking system are a bit different. Anyway, this so-called system is already quite magical in itself. I stood by the large window, watching the disaster survivors run out of their houses one by one.